If you're struggling with the speaking questions on the Duolingo English Test, then you're not alone. It takes a lot of practice and preparation if you want to get a really high score on questions like read, then speak. So that's what we're going to do in today's video. We're going to look at a DET read, then speak question. We're going to build a sample answer together. I'll show you how to organize it, and then we'll read it and speak it together at the end. And by the end of the video, you're going to feel super confident for taking real speaking questions when you take the DET. So let's get started. Hello, I'm Francis from Last Minute English. Today, we're looking at DET speaking questions, in particular, read, then speak. Let's do a quick review of what read, then speak is all about. So read, then speak comes once in the DET. You'll see a question that looks a little bit like this, and you'll have 20 seconds to read it and think about it, and then you can speak for up to 90 seconds. And as with all of the speaking and writing questions, the more you can say or the more you can write, the better it's going to be. So try to use at least 60 seconds of your 90 seconds time. And this is going to count towards your conversation and production sub-scores, and of course your speaking score as well. So the first thing to think about when we're talking about the read then speak questions is the preparation time. So that first 20 seconds. So let's take a look at the question that I showed you just before, and we're going to be working on an answer to this one together. So the question says, speak about the topic below for 90 seconds. Talk about a time you tried a new type of food. And we've got some suggestions for what we could mention. So when and where was it? What kind of food was it? What did you think of the taste? And why do you remember this experience? So it's really good in your first 20 seconds to look at those, like the big question and the 4 sub-questions, like the mini questions, and think what you're going to say. Make a quick decision about what you're going to say about them. So let me show you, for example, what I've put together. This is going to be part of my answer. So when and where was it? So we're going to say at an Ethiopian restaurant that opened in my city last year. And by the way, you're just thinking this. You're not writing any notes. You're just thinking this. So it can be quite quick. You could go, okay, Ethiopian restaurant, yeah, visited last year. Okay, and then what kind of food? So it was a special bread with some different dips. What did you think of the taste? Varied and mostly enjoyed it. And why do you remember? So it was the first time eating with hands. First time I've been to that restaurant and first time that I've eaten with my hands. Now, the more that you practice read then speak, the quicker and the better you'll be at doing this preparation, like quickly deciding what your answer will be for each of these 4. And if you do have some extra time, you can try to think, what high-level vocabulary do I know about this topic? So the topic is food. So a couple of examples, you might know, I know the word cuisine. I'll try to include that. So cuisine is like a type of food. It's a high-level word for a type of food. Or you could say something like flatbread. Instead of just saying bread is a normal piece of vocabulary. Flatbread is a very specific piece of vocabulary for bread that is quite flat. The next thing we should do is to start speaking. We've done the reading, we've done the thinking, now it's the speaking time. And we're going to introduce the topic. So it's good to start with a sentence or 2 sentences that answer the main question and maybe like that first mini sub-question as well, and give us like a very clear idea of what we're talking about. So let's have a look at mine. We're going to keep talking about the Ethiopian restaurant. So one new food experience that stands out to me is when I tried Ethiopian cuisine last year. Okay, so it's very clear from this that when did it happen? Last year. What was it? It was Ethiopian food. And we continue. A new restaurant had opened in my city, and some friends and I decided to check it out. None of us had tried any dishes from that part of the world before, so we were extremely curious to see what it was like. So this is good because we're giving a little bit of background detail. This is going to help us to talk longer if we say like who we went with and why we were interested in going and things like that. Also, an interesting bit of grammar. We've put some high-level grammar here. So we have the past perfect. That's the had done, had gone. So look at the sentence. A new restaurant had opened in my city. So that's like in the past, even before this time, like the time when I went to the restaurant. Before then, the restaurant had opened, and so then I decided to go. Now, you don't have to use high-level grammar like that, but if you can, then it's really good to kind of show off and help to boost your score. Next, we're going to answer the next two sub-questions. So, what kind of food was it? And what did you think of the taste? All right, so here's what I've got for this part. On the advice of the waiter, we ordered a dish which was made up of a large, shareable flatbread and various dips. I'm not completely certain what they all were, but I definitely recognized beans, plantain, spices, and a few other ingredients. So what we've done there is give a little list. And a list is a nice way of like putting in a few extra bits of vocabulary if you know them. So for example, plantain is a more beans is like a normal word. Plantain is a more unusual word to say in English. If you haven't had plantain, by the way, you should try it. It's very nice. I have that when I go to Colombia, and it's maybe my favorite. That and mango are my two favorite things that I eat when I'm in Colombia. Anyway, back to the DET. So have a nice list and throw a few things into your list to show your vocabulary. We'll keep going. Owing to the fact that one of my friends is meat-free, we went for the vegetarian option. And that, by the way, maybe that isn't true. Remember, you can add things like little details that aren't true. If, for example, you want to use the word vegetarian or you want to use the word vegan, but you don't have a friend who's vegetarian or vegan, you could just say, somebody came with us who was a vegan, so we asked for any vegan options. Who knows if it's true? The DET doesn't know. Just if you have that idea, you know that word, find a way to put that word into your answer, as long as it's logical and it makes sense. It doesn't have to be true. Let's continue. However, the flavors were still really rich, and I loved the combination of sweet and umami ingredients. Umami is another umami is very hard to explain. It's kind of a taste, but it's not sweet or sour or bitter or salty or spicy. It's something else. It's kind of like at the back of your mouth. That's a nice word to use. You could learn that word. On top of all that, the bread was really flavorsome, very tasty indeed. So we've got a lot of different things that we're doing there. Another thing is, on top of all that, that's a nice signposting expression. That means it tells us that we're adding another thing on top. So you could just say, as well, or moreover, but a phrase like this, on top of all that, that's a very natural way to do it. So we're going to continue with our answer, and now we're going to look at why we remember this experience. So let's take a look. Looking back, this was one of the best meals out I've ever had. The dish itself was delicious, but I also learned something about food culture. Where I'm from, we almost always use a knife and fork at meal times, so sharing a large dish and eating with our hands was something totally novel. That's a nice word. It means new, but it's a higher level way of saying new. Totally novel. There's a new way of saying new. That's what's called a dad joke. It really opened my eyes to how things are done in other places and sparked my curiosity about other international foods I could try. I guess I felt a bit silly for not having been more adventurous in the past. So we're saying there that it's nice to experience new things, and before I was maybe a little bit afraid or a bit close-minded, but I'm glad that I did this thing. And I guess I felt a bit silly is quite a natural way. We don't have to be very, very formal all the time. We can speak in a more natural daily English way. Now, you probably could leave it there. That's probably enough. But if you've got a bit of extra time, you can add a conclusion at the end. So there's a nice phrase that I've got for you here, which is before wrapping up. So to wrap up means to finish. Like we wrapped up the meeting at 4 p.m. means we finished that meeting. So here, before wrapping up, let me say that the surroundings were also really beautiful and authentic, which made the dining experience even more special. So that sounds very nice. So now we've put together our full answer, and in a second, I'm going to read through it sentence by sentence so that you can copy me. And I'm going to do it in a way where I read it as I would really say it. And so on the screen, we're going to show you which words should be stressed and which words should be kind of said quite quickly. All right, and some words are just normal. But by the way, if you are preparing for the DET, remember to check out our DET Complete course, because it's the quickest and best way to get 120 or higher if you only have, let's say, 2 weeks to prepare. We've got a full video course, 12 hours of video with me, where we go into every question in a lot of detail. And we've got our DET practice platform, where you can do unlimited practice of realistic DET questions and get feedback from our system. And that includes speaking and writing, so you can get feedback and know what mistakes you're making and how to improve. If that sounds good, make sure to click the link in the video description. So let's go through this full answer, and I'm going to leave a short pause at the end of each sentence, and in that pause, if you want, you can stop the video and you can say the answer yourself. This is called shadowing, okay? So you can try to say what I say and also say it how I say it. So let's go. One new food experience that stands out to me is when I tried Ethiopian cuisine last year. A new restaurant had opened in my city, and some friends and I decided to check it out. None of us had tried any dishes from that part of the world before, so we were extremely curious to see what it was like. On the advice of the waiter, we ordered a dish which was made up of a large, shareable flatbread and various different dips. I'm not completely certain what they all were, but I definitely recognized beans, plantain, spices, and a few other ingredients. Owing to the fact that one of my friends is meat-free, we went for the vegetarian option. However, the flavors were still really rich, and I loved the combination of sweet and umami ingredients. On top of all that, the bread was really flavorsome, very tasty indeed. Looking back, this was one of the best meals out I've ever had. The dish itself was delicious, but I also learnt something about food culture. Where I'm from, we almost always use a knife and fork at mealtimes, so sharing a large dish and eating with our hands was something totally novel. It really opened my eyes to how things are done in other places and sparked my curiosity about other international foods I could try. I guess I felt a bit silly for not having been more adventurous in the past. Before wrapping up, let me say that the surroundings were also really beautiful and authentic, which made the dining experience even more special. Okay, there you go. Remember that if that has been useful, you can save this video, bookmark it, however you want to do it, and then you can come back and keep practicing. The more you practice doing shadowing, either with me or with other YouTubers, I guess. I'd prefer it if you did it with my videos, but that's fine. You can choose. But the more you do shadowing, the better you're going to be, the more natural your English will be, the more you'll just have like a feeling for the way that things should be said in a more like natural English way. So there we go. That is our full read then speak sample answer. I hope this has been useful. If it has, make sure to like and subscribe. Also make sure to check out our complete DET preparation course. The link to that is just here under the video. And if you want to keep practicing these read then speak questions, we've got another quite big video that has 5 full practice questions. The link is just here, or again, you can find that under the video as well. I'm Francis from Last Minute English. Thank you very much for watching. Good luck in your DET, and I'll see you next time.